My spouse has Alzheimer's and is living at home. What do we need to do now to plan ahead?
This is one of the most difficult situations I see. I had a lady in my office this morning who is in exactly that situation. Her spouse was just diagnosed with dementia with a behavioral disorder component, which means that her husband is argumentative, he is sometimes abusive, and always aggressive. The first thing you have to do in this situation, and this is perhaps the hardest because it's not a legal point, it's an emotional one, and that is simply when a loved one gets a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, you have to accept that that's like getting a ticket to enter the nursing home. Your loved one, unless you have the resources of Oprah Winfrey or some multi-millionaire to keep them at home, your loved one's going to end up in a nursing home. And emotionally, you need to accept that fact, because when you do, now you will realize, yes, I need to get started with my planning. At that point, we need to put a complete family protection plan in place. One of the problems, Alzheimer's is heartbreaking, but one of the real problems with Alzheimer's is that on average, people live about 8 years in a nursing home when they have a diagnosis of Alzheimer's. That doesn't include the 2 or 3 years they probably were able to remain at home before their needs for care got to the point where they had to have round-the-clock nursing home care. That's a long time. If you do the math and the nursing home costs $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year and you multiply that by 8, we're talking about a lot of money. The time to plan is immediately. The time to plan is now, before your loved one needs the nursing home. But you will only plan if you can accept the fact that your loved one is going to need the nursing home and that he or she is going to have to go there at some point. When you accept that emotional and difficult to accept fact, now we can do the planning for you that will allow us and you to protect your assets. Now remember, we're protecting them for several reasons. Number one, we want to make sure that your loved one never runs out of money. You could be the one who dies first. It's not common, it's not expected, but you could be the one who passes away first, leaving your loved one in the nursing home for years. We want to make sure they're protected. Second, we want to protect you, because more than likely you will outlive your spouse. Now we want to make sure that if you ever need the nursing home in the future, you have everything you need. And third, we're protecting your family, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, whomever you wish to benefit. We want to make sure that that inheritance can go to those people that you want to benefit, the people you love. So we got to get started right away. Again, a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, and I should add Parkinson's and other long-term diseases like that. But that diagnosis is a ticket to enter the nursing home. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll come into plan, the more we can protect.